Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Naveen Dama. Today we are going to discuss about for loop concept. Let us get started. In the previous video we have discussed about while loop. If you have not watched that, please watch it. I will provide that link in description section below. If you want to learn Python from scratch, please refer my playlist on Python for beginners. I will provide that link in the description section below. Now let us start with the for loop concept. For loop is used to iterate over sequence in Python, which are called as sequences in Python. List, tuple, set, dictionary, and string are called as sequences in Python. For each element of the sequence, for loop executes once. If the sequence contains 5 elements, the for loop will be executed 5 times. The list, tuple, and set can contain different types of data types. All the 3 sequences contain string, int, and float. Coming to the dictionary is a set of key value pairs. Here Jan is called as a key and 31 is the value of that key. Coming to the string is nothing but a sequence of characters. I think now you have got an idea of what are sequences in Python. Now let us see the flow of for loop. For each item in the sequence, for loop executes the loop body once. For example, the sequence contains 5 items. The loop body will be executed 5 times. When there is no further element present in the sequence, it exits out of the loop and executes the code whatever present after the for loop. Now let us see the syntax of for loop. We use the keyword for and a variable to represent each item in the sequence, and then we use a keyword in, and then we use a iterable. Iterable is also called as sequence, which are nothing but list, tuple, dictionary, set, string, etc. In each iteration, the variable will represent an element in the sequence. For example, if the list contains 5 items, these statements will be executed 5 times, and after the execution, if there is no further element present in the sequence, it will come out of the for loop and executes this else statement, and then it executes the statements whatever written below the for loop. Now let us see the example. Here we have taken the string Python, Java, and a integer 1 and a string PHP and then a float 2.0. Now we are iterating over each element of the list and we are printing it. Here I is the variable that will be pointing to the elements in the list on each iteration. In first iteration I represents Python. In the second iteration I represents Java. In third I represents 1. In fourth I represents PHP, and then in fifth I represents 2.0, and then we are printing I. In the first iteration I value will be Python, so it prints Python. Similarly, in the second, third, fourth, fifth iterations, the value of I will be Java, 1, PHP and 2.2 respectively. As the list contains 5 elements, this for loop will be executed 5 times and prints each element in the list. Now let us see the same program in debug mode so that you will get a better idea. Now I will be executing this code in debug mode. First the flow comes here. L will be assigned with a list. Now you can see here the list is assigned to L. Now then it comes to this statement. After executing this statement, I will be assigned with Python. You can see here now I is assigned with Python. Now it prints the I value. So it prints Python here. After executing this line, again the flow comes here. After executing this line for the second time, I value will be Java. Now it prints Java. Now again the flow comes here. After executing that line, I value will be changed to 1, and then it prints 1. Similarly, it will execute for the remaining elements. I value will be pointing towards PHP and 2.0 and printing the PHP and 2.0 in 4th and 5th iteration. You can see that here. It printed all the values Python, Java, 1, PHP and 2.0. Now let us get back to our IPython notebook. Now we will see how the for loop will be executed with dictionary. Let me execute this code. you can see that it printed January, February and March. If we iterate over the dictionary sequence, it will print the keys. Here January, February and March are the keys. So it printed January, February, March in first, second, third iteration respectively. If we want to get both the key and values, we use d.items. This will print the key value pairs in tuple form. Let me execute this code. You can see here now it printed all the key value pairs in the tuple form by iterating over the sequence of dictionary. Let us see the for loop with string. We have assigned str with Python programming string. We are using char as the variable to represent the values of string in each iteration. In the first iteration, the char will be representing the capital P and then Y and then T and so on. In each iteration, it will print that character. This str will be internally treated as the sequence of characters like this. As for loop will be iterating over the sequence of characters, it will print these characters in each iteration one by one. By executing this code, you can see that it is printing character by character until it prints the complete string. Now we will see range function in combination with for loop. Range function is used whenever we want to execute a set of statements under for loop for a specified number of times. For example, if you want to execute the statements for 5 times, you can pass range of 5 to the for loop. It will internally pass the sequence of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers to the for loop. Let us see that here. We are passing the range of 6 to this for loop. 6 is nothing but the end value or else the number here. The range sequence will contain the number starting from 0 to n minus 1. As our end value is 6, n minus 1 will be 5. So range of 6 will return 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequence. As for loop iterate over the items of the sequence, it prints the elements in each iteration. So it prints the value of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 respectively. If we specify the start and end values, the range will return a sequence starting from the start value to the n minus 1 value. Here we have given 1, 6. Now range internally returns a sequence starting from 1 ending with 5. As we have given here 6, n minus 1 will be 5. So it returns a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can use the step along with start, end. When we use the step value, the sequence will be starting from the start value. Here it is 1. As we have given the step value as 2, it will return a sequence of elements whose difference will be 2 starting from 1. So the start element will be 1 and then 3, 5, 7, 9. You can see here I have given the range of 1, 10, 2. So it prints the values starting from 1 with a step of 2, that is with a difference of 2 until n minus 1, that is 9. So it printed 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. With this we have successfully learned the for loop concept. I hope you have liked the video. If you like the video, please do subscribe my channel and press on the bell icon in order to receive notifications whenever I upload a new video. Please like the video and subscribe my channel. It will motivate me to create more videos on Python. Thank you for watching my video. Let us meet in the next video.